Hello and welcome to RevWheels, and we're in the new Kia Syros. Now we've already driven this car before and you can check out the review in the link below. Now the Kia Syros, it's built different. It's quirky and it makes no bones about it being convenient and practical rather than being sexy and fast. Now the Kia Syros, it's built around the cabin. Now the cabin is spacious and Kia has paid special attention to the rear bench. So we decided, why not review the Kia Syros from the rear seat instead of the front and see what it's like. Now as you can see, I'm seated in the back seat of the Kia Syros. Let's talk about the legroom first. Now the front seats, Vaibhav's driving the car and it's all the way to the back. And as you can see, I've got plenty of legroom. It's never going to be an issue. That apart, let's talk about the headroom. The boxy dimensions means no matter how tall you are, headroom is never going to be an issue. So legroom, headroom, it's perfectly covered in the Kia Syros. Now let's talk about the boot space. Now talking about the boot space, the Kia Syros gets 465 liters of boot space, which is much more than the competition, and which also means that you can carry your weekend luggage very easily. Now let's talk about the comfort and the seat quality. As you can see, I'm seated pretty comfortable, and the seat has decent under thigh support, and the most important party trick here is the recline angle. Now the seat is reclinable at multiple angles, which means after a long day at work, or when you're headed back home, or on a long trip when you're really tired of driving, or you're seated back and you're still tired, this is an absolute boon and you can really rest comfortably. This is pretty good. And that apart, you can also recline the seats front and back, and that gives you additional space in the boot. Very thoughtful, Kia, very thoughtful. You also get the center armrest with these cup holders, again a very practical touch. Now let's talk about the features. Yes, what features do you get when you're seated at on the back bench? So you get an air purifier here, as you can see, which is of course for the whole cabin. You get two Type-C charging ports, so you never run out of juice. You do need the cable, however. You get rear aircon vents, which direct airflow pretty nicely to you. And again, a very nice touch are the sunshades. On a hot day like this, they are an absolute boon. Now let me tell you about another big feature, which is a first in this segment and other segments as well, which is the cooled seats. Again, which is just fantastic. This is just a brilliant feature for our hot climate, and this really keeps you cool apart from the airflow from the rear vents. However, these ventilated seats, that's only for the seat squab and not for the backrest, unlike the front where you get it in both areas. But even then, it's just a very good feature to have because it just keeps you a lot cooler on a hot day like this. Now let's talk about rear seat comfort. As you can see, you've got plenty of glass area. So it feels quite airy and it feels like a very spacious cabin. And people who suffer from motion sickness, I think they're likely to get less affected in the Kia Syros cabin. Now let's talk about ride quality from the rear seats. Now the Kia Syros, it's set up quite softly, so it absorbs all the bumps and the bad sections very well. Even the big speed breakers, I think if you take them carefully, it's very comfortable. You don't get thrown around. But because of the soft suspension setup, when the car is taking a corner, you can feel a bit of body roll, but it's not disconcerting. So I don't think that should be a problem at all. Overall, I think it's got very good ride quality for the rear bench. Now while at it, let me tell you what features you get in the Kia Syros overall. It's a feature loaded car after all. On the features front, you get the 30-inch touchscreen infotainment system with an 8-speaker Harman Kardon sound system, panoramic sunroof, ventilated seats on the front and back, air purifier, smart dashcam, wireless charger, and more. On the safety front, you get 6 airbags, rear disc brakes, 360-degree camera, blind view monitor, and more.
The Syros also gets level 2 ADAS with 16 autonomous features. And recently, the Syros also bagged a 5-star rating in the BNCAP crash test, making it a safe buy too.
I'm sorry, no matter how good the rear bench is, I just cannot do without driving. So here I am in the main seat. Now let's talk about the engine options on the Kia Syros. So you get the 1.5 liter diesel engine, which we're driving here, and you get it with either a 6-speed manual or a 6-speed automatic that we have here. The numbers, you have 114 bhp and 250 newton meters of torque. Now this diesel engine is tried and tested, and I think this is one of the best diesel engines out there. Now talking about refinement, I think it's a little loud. The diesel clatter is slightly audible when you get off the mark or when your revs are a little high, but once the speed settle down, I think it quietens up quite nice. I don't know about you guys, but this backseat review was pretty refreshing for me, especially because the Syros pampered me really well. It's not about how the car drives every time, but it's also about how it makes you feel when you're not behind the wheel. And in that sense, the Syros makes a lot of sense. So if you're someone who doesn't drive too often but prefers to be driven in, or you have a family that you drive around most of the time, I think the Kia Syros ticks almost all the boxes when it comes to space, practicality and comfort. What do you think? Would you buy the new Kia Syros as your next family car? Do let us know in the comments below.